In England there is a Travaine Road near the village of Padstow. From Travaine Road, UK, to Bethlehem, then Jerusalem, is 2424 miles, which is Jesus in the Greek Concordance. There's your coordinates if you have GPS software. Now, my brother, my sister and I inherited a property from our parents, and it is 7 Travaine Street, Padstow, Sydney, Australia. The distance is 10,772.6 miles between Travaine Road and Travaine Street in Padstow. Now that number is the diagonal of the finished pyramid, 1077.26 feet. So there's the pyramid diagonal, 1077.26. More importantly, it is a distance in time between the beheading of Charles I, who died saying that he was going to be with Christ, and he was the son of James I, who had warned him never to become king, and he fell out with the Jews, kicked them out of England for ripping off the treasury, and much what they're doing today to the world. And they bought Cromwell, who dismissed the government of the king, and then tried him for being a tyrant, and then beheaded him. Now, I know a lot of you are new to reading and watching these videos, but I will persist in bringing miracles to your attention until you will absolutely be convinced. You'd have to be a complete and utter moron not to know that I am the Lord. The date of his death to my rebirth is the same number, 1077 2.6, and 1077 in Greek is birthday ceremony. Now I've repeated it here because you have to get it. The angle is, as shown, is the same as the descending passage of the Great Pyramid. The altar to the Lord. It's a sacrificial altar to the Lord. That line, the black line there, is the descending passage. And also here we have Europe, which is 2,424 miles high. Now this is all of Israel, so all of the Western nations is Israel. And Jesus is Israel. So what the Jews have done is seduce you into thinking that they are the chosen people, which of course nothing is more from the truth. The chosen people in actual fact are the Irish, Scottish and English, because that's where all the tribe of Judah ended up. Some arrived in Ireland and England and Scotland at the time of the Exodus under Moses. So if you go from Travaine Road to the very tip where it leaves into the North Sea of Scotland, it is 484.9 nautical miles. and that's the height of the finished pyramid, 484.89 feet. So I rounded off 484.9. Now the royal family, they all know about me. I mean, you couldn't put any of this stuff on the internet. And I've been doing it for years. They know precisely who I am. And do you think they're going to admit it? Do you think they'll step aside? No chance. They are consumed by the devil. If you go from Travone Road, and there it is to the left, it's only less than a couple of 100 metres from the sea, if you go on the slight diagonal. But across to the most westerly point, it's 4.299, rounded off to 430 kilometres, as close as I could get it with this particular software. And that means God. Now if you go the other direction, it's 109 kilometres. And you know now from the other videos that the division of the sun's width into the Earth's width into the width of the sun is 109 times, so that's 109 kilometres there. Now you take the three sides and you get 1188, which is the centre of the Bible, which is Psalms 118:8. Now the little horns are mentioned in the book of Daniel, so that also ties in with this, which I won't do today. These things can go off in all directions. When I was creating the earth, I didn't fool around. I had to make it so that the masses would eventually be bright enough to understand that when God in the flesh comes to the earth, you'll know it. If you drive by a car from the property in Sydney, it's 864 kilometres, the shortest route, and that's the width of the sun in miles, 864,000 miles. So here is the distances they're telling you to count, and where it's going to is at the top, and it's subdivided. There's two little horns up there, and it's a cliff top. This is the message of the centre of the Bible. It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man. I can assure you. You won't have to worry about it when I've taken over. Now this is an amazing part of the English countryside, the gigantic Avebury Circle. It identifies Jerusalem, which represents the world, as being the state of the dead. You might recall, if you read your Bible, that I said, let the dead bury the dead, when one of the apostles wanted to go back and bury his parents, father or something. So Israel has become the harlot and has rejected Christ, and is, to this day is still rejecting him. So Glastonbury to Bethlehem is a distance of 2030 nautical miles, and it's pregnant, be woman with child, conceive, times great. And also the number is found in Hosea. O Israel, return unto the Lord thy God, for thou hast fallen by thine iniquities. So to the Great Pyramid it is the word throne.